Welcome back everybody to the GG League Season 1. This is the quarterfinals between Turtle Matters and Uebelst Gaming, and we have reached game number 3 after two kind of exciting games, especially the second one, just epic throws in the making. But we are Heflatv, of course. My name is Coucher, and joining me for the third game as well will be Roxas.
How's it going, man? First ban Void. They're learning. Also, the Veno did incredible work that last game, so that's going to be banned as well, which means Brewmaster, Batrider, both in the pool this time. So Batrider going to be first picked up by Turtle Masters. Hopefully, that is now the initiation they were missing in both the last games. I'm always excited when I see a Batrider. Some people hate him just because they're sick of seeing the same hero, or they play games where there's a really good Batrider that just takes over the game, but always encourages aggression, always encourages some really good team fights, so I'm happy that he's made it through.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. I mean, they run the... Oh man.
Those two were banned in the last game as well.
Yeah, I mean, having the Tide Hunter and the Brewmaster, not only does that give you a lot of team fight, but you just have two extremely tanky heroes that, I mean, it's likely that even if you get the Lasso, well, there's no point lassoing a Tide Hunter because he's gonna crack and shell it off anyway at some point. But even if you lasso a Brewmaster, you're gonna have to have additional lockdown, maybe silences, or just a lot of burst damage to actually bring that hero down. But Turtle Masters, picking up the Rubik now, that's probably the best support they could have gone for against the lineup of Uebelst.
Yeah, and it was banned in the last game, I think. Or no, it was actually ignored in the last game, but the last time there was a Tide Hunter, it was block picked. So, going to be really good to have that Rubik on the field. They banned the Treant Protector. Annoying here, I guess. Disruptor going to be banned as well. That's also very good against the Brewmaster with the Silence, as well as the AoE Doom. Makes it really difficult for heroes like Tide Hunter to initiate. Conveniently, also, Disruptor's a pretty good hero against Batrider, so I think Uebelst could have picked that up themselves, but they decided not to go for it. Shadow, Demon, Potom, Bane, those heroes that were in the last games are being a little bit ignored in the ban phases here, but you know, I would really like to see Turtle Masters pick up a Timbersaw, and I think that's one hero that's really ignored, despite having a really tanky, like, strength hero sort of metagame. But with Doom out, as well as other heroes that really give Timbersaw a hard time, such as Death Prophet. Well, Death Prophet's not necessarily out, but most of the common heroes that give him a really hard time are out. If you get a chance, the reason why Timbersaw fell off of it was just because he's not really that strong of an offlaner anymore, so if you want to pick him, it's when you want him to be in a melee hero matchup in the mid. So he would be able to match up against either Tide Hunter or Brewmaster guaranteed. And it's a lot of pure damage that comes out as well from him, and that could work out. However, it also just doesn't really fit the meta of having two carries on your team that both do physical damage. So I think, though Turtle Masters would not have that, I think it could work out pretty well if they could pick up a pretty good late game hero, maybe something like a Spectre or an Anti-Mage that could do enough physical damage to make up for that lack of having it in the mid lane.
Well, talking a little bit about the Timbersaw you talked in length about, I have to agree that the hero could be extremely strong at the moment. Of course, it comes down a little bit to what Uebelst is going to draft now, because if they don't draft stuns, just slows or something, the Timbersaw could be really strong, especially up against strength heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tide Hunter and Brewmaster, they only have slows currently. But like I said, it's not a source of physical damage. Which is what people really tend to prioritize. Vengeful Spirit going to come out. That's going to be the counter to the Batrider. Being able to swap him through Magic Community or swap whoever is lassoed. So, yeah, good to pick that up now. And it's also, I think, not necessarily an underrated support, but I think she gets picked up a little bit less than she should. And the reason for that is probably just that she's an agility hero, so she doesn't really get that great of a mana pool early on.
Yeah, I think Vengeful Spirit actually has seen the light of day a little bit more recently, at least. And I have to agree that gets picked up way too little. Of course, the range isn't that good on her. Maybe that's one of the reasons. But, I mean, definitely good against the Batrider, like you said, completely counters the Lasso. As well as, do you think that they might be even looking for a Wraith King carry for themselves?
I think if it's on the board, that Eternal Masters will probably go for it again. That was really, really helping in the games before, and it's not banned this time. But they do go for the Potom, so it will be upon him as a carry. Could be a support turn core once again with the Rubik. Not nearly as strong with Rubik, just because Telekinesis into Arrow is not nearly as strong as Disruption or Nightmare into Arrow. So that makes me think that that's probably a carry. As far as Uebelst here, though, they probably need to pick up their carry as well. I guess they've only played Void. But I guess they need probably a ranged carry that's a BKB builder. They could go for a Luna, maybe, that we were talking about earlier, though you're picking that into a Rubik, which is really annoying, but Vengeful Spirit Luna, one of the most cheesy dual lanes that works out really well, just the aura stacking. We'll see.
Go
They could go
Medusa,
for
man.
a Shadow Fiend as well. They could go for a Shadow Fiend mid, go for a Brewmaster safe lane.
And actually,
But
every
the
now
options
and
are certainly
then,
very open.
like some teams run the Brewmaster as a support as well. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I mean, Uebelst maybe throwing a curveball at us, just trying to completely throw Turtle Masters off balance. And actually, they do go for the Wraith King for themselves now, and I don't mind that pick at all. I mean, Batroller can't really initiate with LSO onto the Wraith King because he has 2,000 lives anyway.
I think Turtle Masters would have picked it up here if it was still there. That's why Uebelst wanted to take it. So very, very smart for them. I think that is probably the smartest pick they've made so far.
Yeah, it's definitely really good. Of course, now a Timber Saw might be a little bit better even against 3 strength heroes, but oh, Turtle Master go for a Tinker, and I feel that it might be too greedy here.
It could be, but at the same time, it depends on the mid matchup. Tinker is actually pretty good against Brewmaster in the mid lane because part of his strength in the mid lane is just being able to use Drunken Haze and the evasion chance to be a bit immune to harassment as well as the bottle crowing. But Tinker, if he goes to laser rockets, doesn't really care about that. Drunken Haze doesn't affect the magical damage. It is a little bit weaker technically on the dire side. But if they pick up I think an anti-mage would actually work really well here because the mana burn is incredible against Wraith King, especially later on in the game, and it's also very good against the Brewmaster. And they would certainly have the ability to turtle it out later on in the game. Plus, even if they do have Tinker and Batrider as their 2 cores and they're only going to have anti-mage for the physical damage, Mirana can just transition later on. So Morphling, they're suspecting some sort of hard agility carry like that as they do ban out the Morphling.
Oh well, I mean, to be honest, the anti-mage, I have to agree, it could be really strong because Uebelst, they have 2 stuns as well. You can easily just blink yourself out of... Wow. Wow.
Push right, here we come. So Pugna, really, really good against Tinker. Not to mention, specifically against Batrider, as soon as he Fireflies for a lasso initiation, this blink's on cooldown until he gets a BKB. So, I mean, obviously you just have to blink lasso and then Firefly, but really hard to break some of those habits. So I think they were suspecting the anti-mage pickup here, and now they can't really go for a super late game carry like that because the Pugna can just force down all your towers, especially with the push and spirit of the Wraith King and Vengeful Spirit support. Really, really powerful. Not to mention the early team fight they'll have from a Blink Ravage.
Yeah, but I mean, Turtle Masters, are there any alternatives? If they go for a hero that can maybe fight earlier, will it still be enough against a Brewmaster Tidehunter? I mean,
I don't know,
maybe just turtling it out, delaying it out, because a Tinker...
The thing is, you can't turtle against... a Pugna just in particular works so well against a Tinker because the March of the Machine spam just makes him kill himself to Netherward. And then you're like, oh, thank you very much. And then you blink in and stun with the Wraith King or blink and ravage him, and then he's dead. So you can't really turtle with a Tinker against Pugna in particular. Almost any other pushing heroes, it works pretty well. But against Pugna in particular, it's really difficult. They go with the Gyrocopter. So a good anti-pushing agility carrier that's going to scale a little bit better into the late game. But he's still mostly magic damage. He's going to build a BKB early on, which is great against the Netherward. But now this game's on a timer. Turtle Masters really are going to have to live up to their name here.
Oh yeah, they certainly do. And I mean, Wraith King could easily go for a Blade Mail as well at the moment. Just such a ridiculously good item against Tinker. I'm not too sure which game it was, but within the past couple of days I saw like 3 Blade Mails against Tinker and just completely overran that hero.
Because he just wanted to go Dagon instead of BKB, yeah, I was casting that game.
Oh yeah. Oh man, well...
I flamed that guy pretty hard. Cast him like, buy a BKB, they have 4 Blade Mails and a Pugna. He's like, nah, I want to kill myself.
I mean, kamikaze style. Or well, it's not really kamikaze if you just kill yourself only. Oh
I
man,
don't know,
but
man.
should be a great game by all means. But to introduce the lineups for the third and last time in this series, for Uebelst on the Radiant side, Petrico will be playing the Brewmaster with Sky, playing the Wraith King instead of the Faceless Void in this game. ED of course on a support, Vengeful Spirit this time, with Avi playing actually a support Tidehunter, leaving Kasha to play a Pagna.
Yep, and on the side of Turtle, it's going to be Skyzo playing your off-lane Bat Rider. He's got that Observer Ward. Vrosnak will be playing the mid as the Tinker. So he'll be one-on-one against the Pugna, which is really suck for him. Your carry, Gifted, going to be playing the Gyrocopter. Miracle playing on the Rubik. He was playing really well in the other game. And Smolgig going to be playing once again on your support Priestess of the Moon.
So just, if you look at both lineups, who to give the advantage to?
Probably Uebelst. Just because I think that Tinker is going to be pretty ineffective against the Pugna. Not to mention they have that Wraith King, which they were able to, which was proven to be pretty powerful in the first game. The Tidehunter as well going to be really good. And Turtle just, even if the game kind of transitions, Uebelst doesn't have the worst late game in the world. So I think that if Turtle can get it past like 40 minutes, I give them a slight advantage, but it's not like they automatically won. So. Plus, the roaming is a lot easier in the laning phase for Turtle, so they can take more advantage of their lanes. Whereas Vengeful Spirit, as well as the Tidehunter, are a little bit more mana dependent. AB on the Tidehunter not going to be the best roamer. So, we'll see how it works out, but I would certainly give Uebelst the advantage, at least early on. And if you don't have an early advantage when you pick a Pugna, well, then you screwed something up with your draft.
Yeah, it really comes down to just how fast the Tinker can get his farm with, like getting his Sheepstick, maybe just going full out Dagon, although even the Dagon, I'm not too sure if you can go for that build at the moment.
Like he needs to go BKB this game, and going BKB on a Tinker just really sucks. Because it's an item that you don't want to have. You almost always want to have something else, even if it's a Dagon, an Ethblade, a Scythe of Ice, even a Manta Style or a Shiva's Guard is better than a BKB that you would want a little bit more on a Tinker. So we'll see how the laning phase goes. At the very least, he has the better roaming supports on his side of the map that are going to be creating a lot more space for him. So he has that advantage for sure.
Yeah, but I guess Skyzo can stack up the Ancients a little bit for him, although it's been blocked out by a sentry. But it's only 2 minutes more. But I'm really hoping the Turtle supports the Rubik and the Mirana will just completely stack up the jungle for Rocksnack to actually get those faster boosts of travels. Because
every time you say Rocksnack, I always think you're about to say my name. It's caught me every time. Like there's nothing bad with that, but I'm just gonna.
Okay, I'm just gonna call him Tinker.
It sounded like a little bit more particularly like you're about to say Roxas.
Yeah. So Tinker it is, and so far, well, already see the first Nether Ward coming down. The Tinker shouldn't be able to kill it, at least not without taking any damage in return. But so far he's gone for 2 points into laser, 1 into heat-seeking missiles. And yes. Do you think it's just common as he's gonna level up March of the Machines, maybe like getting 2-2 in the first 2 and then just March of the Machines, or?
Yeah, that's usually how it's built. Usually you go for the laser rockets just for the lane harassment. Sometimes we see laser prioritized as just level 1, just because the miss rate is still the same at all levels, and it costs a little bit more mana when you level it up, so you want to just conserve your mana a bit. But going for the full-on harassment, going for the 2-2, he has the second point and he's holding on to it for a little bit. But then after that, usually just maxing out the March of the Machines, and as soon as you have your Soul Ring, then you put the point in the rearm, because 150 mana given to you from the Soul Ring, and before that, you don't really have the mana for the rearm anyway. He doesn't have his bottle now, so he can spam out that laser rockets a little bit more effectively, even if there is another ward.
Oh yeah, the Nether Ward, it's so annoying because it actually just keeps draining your mana a little bit as well. I mean, level 1 Nether Ward, yes, it's not that scary. Actually, it's level 2 by now. And he's puddling up, so Kasha, farm-wise, they're neck and neck. 11 and 6 compared to 11 and 3. Which I guess is to be expected. Neither of them should be able to just stop the other from farming, really.
Yeah. But the offlaners as well, looking pretty good. Bat Rider secured an Invis rune, so he's going to be able to hit level 4. Going to stay in experience range pretty easily there, whereas a Brewmaster getting zoned out a little bit harder. He does have boots and a stout shield, so he's pretty difficult to bring down, especially with that Drunken Haze. but Batrider has been able to use the Firefly to get some experience from the stacks. And that fortuitous Invis rune gets him that experience, and now he has a bottle, so he can play up a little bit more aggressively. Even going to farm the stacks here. This is the power of the Batrider as well. And he's actually going to steal a stack here.
Oh,
really fortuitous for him.
Oh, actually, he didn't fly far enough. So the big camp started running the wrong way. So he's not going to get as much farm, but still getting anything away from the enemy jungle.
Master top lane. Going to get telekinesis backwards. He already got the mischance from the Drunken Haze, but Rocket Barrage not going to do enough damage. And he's ultimately going to have to back off as the Mirana was not there to have any sort of follow-up. And she looks like she's just been stacking these this hard camp on the dire side for the Tinker. But that'll be just fine. Whereas Batrider has not stacked Ancients at all, but makes sense. Stacking has been going on as well, but now going to be stolen from Skyzo. This is one of the most satisfying things that can happen to you as an offlane Batrider. You get farm brought to you. It's amazing.
It's like, oh, creeps. Tasty.
Yeah, oh my gosh. This is one of the heroes that I play the most often, and this is one of the best feelings you can have is being able to steal the stacks, especially in the dire offlane, which statistically and geographically it's a little bit harder to get experience, but whenever you do get to farm both of these camps in particular, it just does so much for you.
Yeah, it most certainly does. And actually, you were saying that Turtle, they had the better roaming supports, and that may be true. And actually, Miracle takes a lot of damage top lane. Arrow will connect on Petrico.
After the telekinesis, stuns are sapped a little bit though. Rocket Barrage is going to be there. This is going to be your first blood going to Jiddith. And those phase boots giving him a little bit more right click as well. So a pro bait by Miracle there. EDE's waiting in the mid lane as well. So it looks like they might want to go for the Tinker. He probably, how many levels in March does he have? He has the 3 levels in March, so 4 went the second point in the Rockets. So he can actually go farm those stacks pretty effectively now. And going for the 2-1-3 does mean that he is still able to max out the March in the Machines at level 7. So pretty smart skill build for him there as well. But the roaming support combos, it hasn't really been too prevalent. I'm a little bit surprised, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I think Gyrocopter could easily hold his own against the Brewmaster as well, especially now after the first blood and Gyrocopter being 2 levels ahead of the Brew. So Rubik and Mirana maybe should focus, or try to focus at least a little bit on the Pagna, who is level 7 now, has 29
so
last
easy to bring down. He's got one of the lowest base strengths in the game, or strength gains. He's got, what, 1.2? Like, that's almost Enchantress level strength gain. It's ridiculous.
Wow,
so he's very squishy.
Do you actually think he's going to go for a mech this game? I would
That's
think so.
Usually what you see on the Pugna. For nothing else, then he farms it really quickly. Not to mention, he gets an incredibly high mana pool, so he has a lot of idle mana that he can use for mech. Plus, he's very squishy, so it works out for him quite well. So I think he probably does go for the mech this game. But both supports smoked up top lane on the side of Uebelst, trying to go for something here, but Brewmaster just farms the stacks. And not spotted by any wards, so he's trying to bait out here. There was a single pull as well, so looks like the lane is going to push a bit. Whereas Tinker, he's farming the stacks up. Sky has got his Hand of Midas recipe, so almost has that Hand of Midas. Batrider feeling pretty good. He's been able to stay in the soft lane. He's got that Hand of Midas, so offlane Bat getting a lot. Well, actually, never mind. He gets Wraithfire blasted. There is the ultimate from the Wraith King, so he can dive. Skyzo, though, he's able to get away.
I was actually pretty sure at some point he's going to chase it down, go for another Wraithfire Blast and get the kill with just that stun already. But
I guess he's scared of TP rotations and also that level 1 ultimate's on a really, really low cooldown. And if for nothing else, not even just the dying, but the time he would miss in this free farm lane if he died would be probably not worth it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're not gonna see any of the solutions anyway, as Kasha just keeps on farming mid lane, as Tinker going into the jungle, or actually already farmed it up as well, but still only up to 900 gold after finishing up his Soul Ring. So he's not near to his Boots of Travels, at least not yet. As Smalgalik stacking up the Ancients at least once now as well. So Mirana actually has been doing a really nice job just supporting the Tinker, allowing
Batrider spots EDE in the tree line. Calldown's going to be there as well. Rocket Barrage has so much magic damage. Gyrocopter able to get the kill. Telekinesis backwards, back throwing towards his teammates, and that's going to be a kill for the Batrider using the Firefly. Even without a Blink Dagger, he just casually Fireflies around the tree. He's able to get a double kill up in the top lane. Meanwhile, Smallgig in, well, Leap Disjoints, and not going to be in any danger there.
Leap too strong, but Turtle 3-0 for them, and that's exactly the kind of start they need as well in this game to actually be able to take it.
I mean, Pugna's, yes, his effectiveness falls off late in the game, but still, we see here teams such as IG that make use of a Pugna even if the game goes on 35-40 minutes. Some people just play it really, really well. And I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Gasha just in general, but if he can play this Pugna really well later on in the game, it's not the end of the world if they can't end the game before 30 minutes. Especially against a Tinker, who's their main source of anti-push. Netherhorde is just so good.
Yeah, but I mean, I have to say this game might just go for at least 40 minutes as well, like the previous ones have. And actually, it's a triple stack of Ancients that the Tinker is at the moment taking. And with this, actually, if he gets the Dragons, the bigger ones, he's probably gonna have Boots of Travel. So has a regeneration running in the bottle. Oh man, that's so nice for a Tinker.
Not to mention that in the jungle finishes up his Blink Dagger as well. So that's going to be the most, more powerful than the Tinker is going to be the Batrider Lasso initiation as far as their anti-push. It's not going to be physically good as far as anti-push, but it's just the threat of it is going to do so much more for Turtle than just the Marching Machine spam, I think. But Pugna does take the tower mid, finishes up the mech. I think that's on the Courier. Yeah, his mech is on the Courier now, so he takes that mid tower. To be expected if you leave a Pugna alone in the lane. Same with a Dragon Knight. But still, I think it's looking pretty good for Turtle.
Yeah, it is not bad for either team, to be honest, at the moment. Although I would have expected Gasha to actually go for Arcane Boots before the mech.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, that kill, and also most Batriders as well are zoned out of the bottom lane and have to go jungle really early on, which is really ineffective. And he was able to stay in the off lane, not to mention steal some stacks, and he was able to get a kill in the top lane. So all those giving him 75 more minutes on that Blink Dagger, not to mention he took the D4 for the bottle. So he's fine. And he wants to get a pick in this bottom lane.
Oh, we might see a huge fight. Tidehunter only level 4, Vengeful Spirit level 3, the supports are struggling so hard, whereas Turtle supports are both level 5, but Gasha rotate the bottom as well. So are they completely baiting this, or do they just want to go for the push? Well, Gasha shows himself, so must be the push.
Yeah, absolutely. That's their plan. They see the Boots of Travel on Tinker. They know that that has his Blink Dagger as well. Ancient's going to be trying to be stacked, going to miss that. But still, in 10 seconds, you have a Blink Lasso. And you can just bring someone back and kill them, take them down marching machines, and even if you get towers, it's still going to be okay, I think. Well, never mind Vosnak. He actually takes a lot of damage from the Netherward. He's going to go down. No, he actually gets away with barely any HP. Sky, he's going to go down as well. Gasha gets lassoed. He's going to go down to the Rocket Barrage, and there's the call down as well. Sky coming back up from his ultimate. He's going to go down. He should, at the very least, 5-0 for Turtle to start off this game. Brilliant play from both of them. Or both the Batrider and the Tinker to get away and to get that counter initiation. And a great TPN from the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, really nice rotations overall, just perfect team play coming out from Turtle at the moment. Not only did they defend the tower, getting 2 kills, and I mean, to be honest, I was so sure the Tinker is gonna die once the Brave Blast connected. But Uebelst,
yeah,
they just didn't have any follow-up at all. Like I mentioned previously, the support's so under-leveled. Not even close to
mention the offlaners. Just look at the difference that the Brewmaster is providing to his team as opposed to the Batrider. Like, Brewmaster went ahead and finished his phase boots. He's 500 gold from a Blink Dagger, but whereas Bat, he's already got his Blink, he's got a bottle, he's got a smoke, he's going to be getting pretty close to that 4 staff, so he's already providing a lot for his team, whereas the supports and the offlaner from Uebelst are really struggling.
Oh yeah, and actually Brewmaster, I don't understand him just completely idly farming either, because he's had that ultimate for quite some time. He's already level 8, but still no good uses to the Primal Split so far. So it feels like they're kind of wasting their time. Just buying time for Turtle to just get those items, Gyrocopter to get closer to the BKB, only a recipe away, so he needs another 800 gold or so.
Yeah, absolutely, and Gyrocopter is going to be really scary when it has the BKB, because what can control him? Nothing can control him except another swap. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Another swap. I was thinking of Spirit Breaker for a second. I was like, no, that's another bash. By the way, Blink Initiation going to be coming in from Skyzo. He's going to be able to lasso EDE, going to be able to pull him back, taking a lot of damage from the Firefly, and Arrow going to connect as well. Rocket Barrage going to secure the kill. 6-0. Primal Split going to be used for the first time. Rotation coming in from Gasha, but he's coming right into a call down. Flame Break Going to travel the maximum distance, and Moonlight Shadow going to be used to secure a retreat. In the meantime, Miracle looking in the jungle. This Tidehunter is only level 5. Wraith Fire Blast going to be used there. Fade Bolt Rocket's going to secure the kill. 7-0 for Turtle. What more can you say about the first 13.5 minutes of this game?
Oh man, Turtle just perfect execution so far. Of course, Uebelst, it's not like they've made any rotations on the map themselves. I mean, Pagna, yes, he's tried to TP twice, both times completely useless. And now there's already a Blink on Tinker as well. That's gonna help him just so much.
Yep, Telekinesis on the Sky Arrow is there as well. Rockets, Marching Machines. He does not have his ultimate, just a level 1 ultimate. He should go down here, and another Blink Rockets there as well. Skyzo, he does not have his lasso. He's just got a bunch of sticky napalm, but Gifted comes in. He's got the Rocket Barrage. Firefly's going to be over there as well. And Pugna's so squishy, going to go down to the Firefly. EDE, he's going to go down as well. 10-0, Vrosnak gets a double kill. And now you have 2 Blink Initiators, and you know, this is what I want to say, like, I mean, it's obviously a team effort from Turtle, but I just think this is the power of Batrider. He was not shut down in the laning phase, and even if he doesn't get those Blink Initiations and the good lassos, just all the team fights can be taken really well because of this hero.
Oh yeah, man, it's just like, I mean, Batrider works a little bit better than the Centaur maybe, but similarly to the Centaur, if you just get that early Blink, you're able to accomplish so much on the map, and this Batrider, once he finished the Blink there, he's just been active non-stop, creating space on the map, getting kills. And, well, Turtle, I mean, 10-0, it's been quite a while since I've seen a performance this dominate early on.
You think it's going to be 22-0?
No, I don't think so. I mean, with a Ravage at some point gonna come up.
You watch VSL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, you know.
I mean, it was uber wreckage.
Batrider getting close to his 4-staff as well. It looks like they want to take some fights in the top lane. They can start pushing these towers as well, even though they don't push towers really well. Just the threat of the Blink Initiation from both the Batrider as well as the Tinker. It's going to be really difficult. Not to mention Gyrocopter does now have his BKB. So he can start working towards his Helm of the Dominator. Start to work towards his MKB Butterfly, which is what we normally see. I think a Manta style could actually work pretty well this game too. And in the bottom lane, looks like they're pushing here. There was a TP out from someone. It looks like it was just Tinker spamming March from the trees.
Yeah, I was so sure that the Tinker is actually going to die there, because he blinked aggressively, and of course the Nether Ward, if you cast spells, you actually see where the Nether Blast, or Nether Ward Blast, however you want to call it, goes. And of course they have the blink there now on the Brewmaster, so I thought they're going to go for it as actually Sky. He's level 11 now, has level 2 Reincarnation, has the blink as well. Can they find the Tinker? They get the stun onto Miracle, but the heat-seeking misses. There's the first pop of the Reincarnation. Ruby goes down as Tinker. Can he actually escape from there?
Oh, that was the first kill. They get Rubik.
I mean, losing a Rubik, not that bad. The Tinker almost killed himself with a rearm. Oh man.
You know, that's the funniest thing. Anytime I see someone blink against the Pugna, and you think about the mana cost change to blink, that's a huge significant thing, actually. That kind of nerfs Pugna in a way. Because he would have died there. EDE gets lassoed for the 3rd time this game. Skyzo just hates him. And Laser going to be able to secure that kill.
Oh,
Batrider
11-1.
almost has his 4-staff. This is a thing, like, I don't want to come back to Batrider again, but this is the last time. Is whenever he gets his 4-staff, and then he gets Boots of Travel, gets a gem, and then you have no map control, and he could be anywhere on the map, you just have to play so scared. It's almost like playing against a Riki that's ahead, or a Nyx Assassin that's really far ahead, or a Bounty Hunter. It's just so difficult. Top lane, looks like there was a rotation to try to deal with Mirana, but Smallgig doesn't even have to leap. He's actually leveling leap so that he can have that decreased cooldown so that he can be a little bit more aggressive. Petrito, he's coming in past the T1 tower. He does have Primal Split. He does have his ultimate as well, or Blink Dagger as well. They're going to be going on to Vrosnik and going to be able to clean him up with a crit. So, 5 heroes top. They do secure the bottom tower as well. And they ping out the trees. Miranda did use the Moonlight Shadow. I don't know if the Netherwood spotted him or not. The Sky cutting the creep wave. Batrider finishes up the Blink Dagger in the meantime. Oh, Wave of Terror actually spots Smolgig. He does have a TP scroll. He's going to be totally fine. Arrow's going to fly. Almost kills the Tidehunter. Oh, just 70 HP.
Oh, I was so hoping like Tinker just comes in now, heat-seeking misses, but unfortunately he's
Where's
dead.
the Sunstrike? Invoker, interestingly enough, was not picked or banned this game.
Actually, looks like Tinker, he's going for a Dagon at the moment. Has the stuff of Wizardry as well as the Null Talisman.
He could. I mean, I'm not a fan, but if you feel like you're far enough ahead that the Netherworld doesn't really matter, of course it's very possible. Keeping in, blinks immediately, rockets right away while it says that fountain aura, and never mind time. He's actually getting really low, pops Ravage right away, but Gifted uses the BKB, uses the rocket barrage as well. He's just kind of chilling there. He actually was taking out the Netherworld, took a lot of hits, but the Panda ultimate was used right away. But the Broodlings, they're just going to go down. They're just going to kill him while he's in his ultimate. EDE comes in, throws out a magic missile. He's going to sacrifice his life for it, not even going to get a return kill for it. In the meantime, in the backside of the fight, Gasha, he's trying to TP out Sky. He's trying to get a kill as well, but he's going to use his ultimate, and he's going to go down. Tidehunter did manage to TP back to base, but his ultimate's up. He's going to die twice. The slow is there as well. Rocket barrage, missile is there. He throws out the Wraithfire Blast on the Gifted, and Tinker's going to be coming into the creeps that happen to be following him. Blink, rockets, laser, marching machines, right click. Tinker going to be able to clean that up. Vengeful Spirit's already back up because she's only level 6. She's 0-5. And Turtle just still in absolute complete control of the game. Uebelst needs to... They need to do even more than they did last game, which is asking a lot. And now Tinker gets the Dagon. If Pugn's not around, whoever he finds is a dead man.
I mean, whenever you're in a game against a Tinker and you see the Tinker being almost number 1 in net worth, it's a cause for concern for sure. I mean, the Gyrocopter farming up pretty damn nicely as well. That was his actually first BKB usage. He did a lot of damage just with the Rocket Barrage. And actually there's a Blink Dagger on Tidehunter which he somehow got even being a support one. But still
He's just kind of been AFK farming. He's just been trying to prioritize not dying until he's had it. So he does get it. There's a small engagement here. Lasso is going to be on to Patrico. He doesn't have his ultimate anyway, but he's going to go down regardless. He's the first of what's probably going to be many. Netherworld doing a fair amount here, but Gasha, he might go down, and rockets. Oh, but Batrider going to be able to secure that just at the blink in, and the Tinker cleans up EDE. She dies for the 6th time. Being an underleveled support against the Tinker is... I can't think of very many things that are more difficult in a game of Dota.
I mean, especially since the Dagon is level 2 already as well, so he's just going for the max out Dagon by the looks of it. And Rubik has a Blink Dagger as well for himself. I mean, they're just getting so many items thanks to the pickoffs they get, and they're starting to get towers on top of that.
Yeah,
so
Smolgy looks like he might go for a late Midas here again, as he does have about 2k gold. I think that's totally fine in this instance. Some people are like, oh, well, Midas is technically not effective past 16 minutes. Like, you look at the circumstance of the game, if the circumstance allows it, it's effective, so he does go ahead and get that late hand of Midas, and now they're prepared for the late game. I think Turtle, like Heflatv just showed us, 10k EXP advantage at the 20-minute mark is a 93% win chance in Pro Dota 2. If you're Uebelst, what do you do here?
Well, I mean, they have the double blink, or actually the triple blink, so they should be able to find the Tinker. I mean, they have Sky with double lives, reincarnation off cooldown, so I guess...
he sold the Midas. Smolgy sold the Midas.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. That's weird. And actually, at the moment, looks like they might lose the tier 2 tower with the Netherworld being down. But oh, arrow onto ED. Skyzo comes in as well. Lasso, not even necessary. But there's the Ravage. Only catches one, but that's 1 for 1 so far. The cooldown will be completely off target. But oh man, the Ravage stolen onto 4 heroes. Small Gully. Nice Starstorm onto 3 as well. Sky probably gonna take a fall. 2 heroes go down to the heat. He can miss a Sky. One gonna lose his first life. And now I should Tinker. The Primal Split. Can he get the TP out? Will anybody throw him up in the air? No. Oh my god. He even makes it out the Sky.
Big on his way back to base. Batrider also, Skyzo bought back. He used the lasso to get the Wraith King's life, and he's so mobile right now. A couple of heroes getting away pretty low. And Mirana, she actually buys a Force Staff instead of the Midas, so I guess that's okay.
I mean, this fight was just decided by Miracle, stealing the Ravage and using it on 4 heroes.
Yeah, it's not bad. And he's also level 11, so he has that for 240 seconds as opposed to just the 3 minutes he has at a level 1, which is usually kind of crappy when you have just a 30-second window to use it, but now he has a 1.5-minute window to use it when it comes off cooldown again.
Giftig already has a Demon Age as well, plus another 2.4k on top of that. It has to be a Monkey King bar though against the Brewmaster.
Well, Monkey King bar is just really good on Gyrocopter in general, because then all of your flat cannons don't miss uphill, which is really powerful. So Plus, also, a Daedalus isn't the greatest on Gyrocopter just because the crits only work on your initial hit, and since Flat Cannon's such a core part of Gyrocopter's team fight, well, it doesn't really buff up Flat Cannon nearly as much as an MKB does. So, probably going to be that MKB, which he's got in 200 gold after farming up these Ancients. But everyone from Uebelst, they're congregating around Roche. They really want to make sure that they get these towers, but still, it's so hard to siege these towers when there's a Bat Rider. It's so simple.
Oh, the Bat Rider actually sees the Nether Ward as well, so they know it's on cooldown. And with it, well, I guess it comes off cooldown pretty damn fast. It's only a 5-second difference between the duration as well as the cooldown. So the tier 2 might fall, though, Turtle. They are gearing up for the fight.
But absolutely, they're still sieging the towers here. And Blink in already on EDE. He just keeps Blink glassing EDE. He hates the guy. Patrico, he's taking a lot of damage from the call down as well as the Rocket Barrage, and he's going to go down. Not to mention, the Wraith King did go down as well. Not only the Pugna and the Tidehunter are left alive, Skyzo, he only has Sticky Napalm mana, and, well, Pugna's going to go down. That's an unstoppable streak for Giftig. The only one trying to get away is going to be the Tidehunter. Pops a Fortuitous Illusion. No! But Miracle going to turn the Ravage around on him, using it again. Arrow's going to hit as well. Anchor Smash is there. Miracle, actually those illusions working against him as the Fade Bolt bounced twice, thanks to them, and Miracle's able to get that kill. That's a killing spree for Rubik. Buys up his Arcane Boots, and 26-4. Turtle, this one is in the bag.
Oh man, don't say that. But looking at the graphs, it definitely feels like this game is kind of unthrowable, although Uebelst so far, they haven't been able to connect on their big ultimate. Like, the biggest team fight, proper team fight we've seen. Oh man, ED. Dagon not even necessary.
I mean, EDE's 0-9, and I don't know. Bat Rider now has his boots travel, probably going to be looking for that gem next, unless he goes for the BKB. But going for a gem when you're ahead, especially on a hero like Bat Rider, just does so much for you. It gives you so much map control. Also, you can deward really, really easily. Not to mention just Bat Rider as a hero, you're very elusive and hard to catch up, so it's hard to feed that gem. So we'll see what he goes for next. But basically, Turtle can kind of just go for anything, I think.
Oh, I mean, just the rate that the Gyrocopter as well as the Tinker are accruing their farm, it's absolutely ridiculous. Gold per minute, 616 for the Gyro, 571 for the Tinker, and oh, Sky actually might get Miracle. The stun does connect, but he just has to escape.
Doesn't mean anything. There's a TP in. There are 2 TPs in. He's almost down just from the laser rockets. Sky's gonna be coming in as well. He's gonna be trying to go into a corner, but the magic missile. Oh wow, never mind. His whole team came up and killed him. And Pugna actually is able to get the Tinker. Gets 1,000 gold for him. Reincarnation's gonna be coming up from Sky, and the Ravage. Only going to be hitting 1 after the Nether Swap. EDE's coming back as well, and now the Gyrocopter pops his BKB, doing a lot of damage. Already took out the Pugna as well as the Tidehunter. Brewmaster getting away on just a little bit of health after throwing off the Gyrocopter in the air. But Miracle blinking up, telekinesing Sky back. Ray Fire Blast is on a Miracle as well. Starstorm doing a fair amount of damage, and now the Brewlings actually throws the Gyrocopter in the air once again. Smallgig coming up, and he leaps. Gets the arrow right away, secure the kill on EDE. Where's that Wraith King? The missile's actually just going to follow him. Going to follow him all the way back to base, but not going to be able to secure the kills. He will regen the fountain, but it will be kind of funny to watch this missile.
Oh wow. Can it actually make it to towers? It's gaining speed. It's going pretty damn fast.
Look at all the tower hits following it.
Too fast for towers.
Have you ever just, it's really funny when you see a Furion just teleporting all across the map. That missile gets so fast.
Oh yeah, it's been ages since I've seen a Gyrocopter and a Nature Prophet in the same game on opposite teams. But I mean,
I didn't see it in a professional game, but it was just like in a pub game, and he just anytime the teleport was on cooldown, he would TP like up here, and then he would TP like right over here. So on opposite sides of the map every 20 seconds, to see if it eventually caught up to him. It was pretty ridiculous.
Oh man. At the moment, I'm not too
Posturing
sure.
around Roche, there's a blink and the clap, but Smallgig immediately pops the Moonlight Shadow. A little bit of a panic there, I would say. A Sentry Ward is popped from Uebelst in preparation of the Moonlight Shadow, though. They actually have a lot of wards around the Roche pit, but can they even fight? Well, the answer is no.
I'm not too sure since, I mean, the last fight, it wasn't too bad for Uebelst, especially considering that the Ravage did absolutely nothing there. But Giftig, he just does way too much damage. He already has an Eagle Song, so Butterfly almost finished for Gyrocopter, 28
Almost hitting
minutes.
for 300, man. It's ridiculous. Who has... I mean, the HP pools as well are just so low. Tidehunter has 1138, and the Wraith King has 1500. That's about it. They actually immediately... They do back off, but this is a bait. Blinking in, Skyzone, he gets Arrow Swap is there right away, but the cooldown's going to hit all of them, and then the Dagon's going to be able to secure a kill. Everyone's solo, Wraith King buys back right away, the Batrider is able to get away, Tidehunter is trying to scuttle away as well, and the Pugna, everyone kind of just going their opposite directions. The Brewmaster, still under cover of his ultimate, is trying to leave, and that's going to happen, but in the meantime, the fight towards the mid lane, it looks like Smolagig, as well as Rubik and Batrider, are able to secure the Pugna kill. It's a buyback from your Wraith King as well, so the Roche will still be secured and will be going into the inventory of Giftig.
Wow, I mean...
Wraith King blinks in, Gyrocopter still takes the edges, so Sky does have his ultimate, able to get Miracle as well, but the Ravage just did nothing. They don't care, they're too tanky. And the missile's going to be following Sky. He's trying to get onto Skyzo. Smoke was popped for some reason. Now his ultimate's going to be on cooldown. They're going to be able to get it as well. Earn Charge is going to be used to help the Batrider to get back to a little bit more life. And the Tinker came in, but the Blink right outway from Sky, right after his ultimate popped up. He's going to be able to help him get out. And now you almost have your Butterfly dead on Giftig.
This Gyrocopter, he's gonna be unkillable as far as he just can activate his BKB. Maybe if he gets caught by the Ravage, Thunderclap, Pugna, Nether Blast. But the stars more or less just need to align for that to happen for Uebelst at the moment.
The
and
thing
the
is,
Wraith
they don't
King...
even care. Like, you get a Ravage, you get a Panda ulti. Everyone's just so ahead in levels that they don't care. They have so many stats. That's the worst thing about it, and that's why it's so hard to come back from behind in Dota. Is you have to take these team fights, which generally means you have to group up, which generally also then means you get a little bit more behind in experience. And when you're behind in experience, your spells matter a bit less. But Smolagig gonna get caught out here. Gonna get Magic Missile, gonna get Nether Blast, but he just sleeps away. Whatever.
Oh,
Has a gem. And do they have detection?
Oh, the Sentry, the Gush! Oh, man.
Well, alright, gem fed. Whatever. Gotta make the game interesting. And Miracle blinks in, steals the clap, gonna be telekinesing. There's a call down as well. He claps as well. Fable gonna be able to get that kill, but no, never mind. He gets the Panda split off right away. And Ravage on cooldown for another 50 seconds, even though Tide blinked in like he had it. BKB popped from Giftig. He's doing so much damage right now. Wraith King blinks somewhere. He blinks to the right side of the fight. In the meantime, Batrider, as well as the Gyrocopter, able to secure the kill on the Tidehunter and Sky. He's going to get lassoed. He has his ultimate back up, though. Skyzone bringing him back. Doesn't have the Firefly telekinesis back from Miracle. There's a Wraithfire Blast as well. Frostneck going to be rearming. No, he's going to be TPing back to base. Oh! Wraithfire Blast barely doesn't make it. And Giftig just in his face doing so much damage. Nether Blast is there from Gasha. Flame Break is going to be knocking him into the direction they want, but Firefly is not there, so he's just going to be having a body block. Miracle uses Wraithfire Blast to get him, and Rubik secures a kill with the Fade Bolt. 38-9.
I mean, I understand Uebelst not calling GG, but they must be feeling it at the moment. I mean, they popped the Primal Split, but Giftig almost immediately just kills all the Brewlings. And
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
well, this really feels like there's nothing anymore that Uebelst can do. They're just way too far behind. Yes, Wraith King, it can be a good carry and everything, but I mean, even with the Hand of Midas, he's just not getting any farm. He's getting more than doubled by Giftig.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, this is the thing: is everyone wants to fight out till the end because there's always a small chance that Turtle can just go for a bunch of Dagons and then lose. But they've already shown by their item builds that they're not going to be going for any stupid items. They're going to go for standard items, and they want to win because well, there's a fair amount of money up at stakes for the next round. So want to definitely secure the second place. Blink in, going to be coming in, the clap from Patrico, but Giftig just doesn't care. He has evasion, he has BKB, and he has a Helm of the Dominator, EDE. Well, he's dead. Goodbye, friend. Another swap, it looks like it was not stolen, but Tidehunter gets the Ravage, and no one cares. That's easily just 4-0 for nothing. GG is called from Gasha, and ultimately Turtle, after a very dominating game 2, are going to take the game 42-9.
Man, this kill score 42-9 really, and Turtle, well, they secured themselves a spot in the semi-finals. And I think it's going to be against Osliki, so that's going to be a hard game for them because Osliki, they're just looking so good recently across multiple tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. So they certainly showed that they had it. They won these series like with 3 very different games, I would say, which is one thing that I kind of always want to cite as a strength of a team is just how they weather some certain adverse circumstances or how they win a game in a certain style. You know, they didn't have their void for them for Sky as well. Or sorry, banning out the void I think was really smart as well because that was the biggest strength of Sky. They were adjusting in the middle of the drafts and well, Turtle just showing a lot of strengths, and unfortunately for Uebelst, they'll be out, but still very, very entertaining games.
Yeah, they definitely were, but this is gonna be it for us for today at least. We'll be back tomorrow at 17 CEST with both semifinals, I think, or more quarterfinals. I'm not even too sure, but more GG League for sure tomorrow at 17 CEST, so be sure to check that out. And of course, thank you all so much for tuning in as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this best of 3 because all of the games were pretty exciting, to be honest. I mean, last game, completely one-sided, but still.
There were still a lot of explosions and stuff.
Yeah, there certainly were, but...
By the way, Giftig did not die in that game. 13-0.
Man, pro plays. This gyrocopter pick just worth. But yeah. Once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. And if you enjoyed us, be sure to follow us on this channel, Heflatv1 and Heflamoke as well. And of course, all our social media, which are all Heflatv pretty much. You can find all the links below the stream anyway. And if you want to support us directly, you can subscribe. You're gonna get some nice chat emotes, which you can see below the stream as well. And we'll have more incoming in the future, as well as giveaways at some point in time. And of course, big thanks to you, Roxas, as well. Where can people find you?
Thanks for casting with me, man. It was a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, and I think you can follow Roxas at CallMeRoxas on Twitter if you have any feedback for him.
That's the one.
So yeah, guys, this is gonna be it. Just enjoy the rest of the evening or afternoon or whatever time zone you're in.
Enjoy the rest of your life. How about that?
Oh yeah, man, that's the best.
All right, see you next time, everyone.